Heart disease, and heart disease is the leading killer of Americans. Over 1 million Americans die every year of heart disease, and it affects everybody. If not you, it'll affect one of your loved ones, a relative, a neighbor, a friend, and in a lot of cases it's preventable. And I'm a primary care physician, and you know, as primary care physicians, we can make an impact in preventing heart disease in many people, and it's a area of interest of mine.
Yes, and I mean, living in South Lake Tahoe, living in Tahoe, it's such an active place, and one of the cures, or a helpful cure, is eating right and physical activity, wouldn't you say?
Yes, absolutely.
And Tahoe is a big place for physical activity. I mean, get outside, ride your bike, do anything active, that can help, right?
That's very much true. Most young, active people in Tahoe do not suffer from heart disease. We do have a population here that isn't very active, believe it or not, and tends not to eat right, and those are the people that are highest risk for heart disease. But most of the Tahoe people that hike and bike and ski and try to eat healthy, they're not as high of risk as other folks who don't live the lifestyle that a lot of us enjoy here.
So what is your format going to be on Wednesday?
Well, I'm going to talk about the major risk factors for heart disease and how to improve your risk profile. I'd like to talk about some of the newer testing we're doing in terms of trying to identify people that are at risk for heart disease, and what people can do on their own in terms of reducing the risk of heart disease. And it's interesting because with lifestyle modification, you can lower your risk of heart disease by over 80%, which is more effective than many of the medications that doctors like myself prescribe. And people complain about taking medications, but people don't want to do the lifestyle changes they need to do to reduce the risk. And one thing people are afraid of is starting to take a medication. And in a patient that's at high risk for heart disease, we oftentimes will start medications, and I will tell the patient, you know, if you can, you know, lose weight, exercise, improve your eating habits, then we can take the medication away. So that's a misconception that people have, is they think once they start a medication, they have to take it for the rest of their lives, and that's not necessarily true. Sometimes I try to, you know, give the patient that message that, look, if you can achieve your goals, then we can take you off the medication.
Yeah, and I think medication is always a misconception to a lot of people. Or people think that doctors always just give them medication after medication, and that's definitely not the case in a lot of circumstances. Right,
right, and the proof is in the numbers. We want to see your people's blood pressure at a certain level and their cholesterol at a certain level, their weight at a certain level, and like them to exercise. And people also think that exercise has to be intense, like riding up Kingsbury Grade or doing a really hard hike or really hard bike ride or swimming in the lake. But really just 30 minutes of walking 5 days a week is enough to lower your risk of heart disease, and many people that are older that can't do the intense exercise that many people in Tahoe do.
Yes, definitely. Well, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
I thank you for doing that for people who, you know, need this lecture and saving lives.
Thank you.
So, Wednesday night, Kale Community, Dr. Brooks will be there from 6 to 7 giving this awesome lecture on heart disease. So do you want to throw out your information where people can contact you?
Yes, I work at Barton Urgent Care and Family Practice, which is located at the bottom of Kingsbury Grade and Highway 50. Our phone number is 589-8900. We have urgent care and regular family practice office hours there, and yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
It is a great clinic. And we'll be right back with more of Tahoe Today.